In this video I am going to show you how I fitted side windows to my transit van, which I am going to convert into a camper. This is the type of window that I'm going to fit. It's a full bonded window, but before we fit this window I'll show you the tools that we need. This is a cutting tool that I bought from Machine Mart, and at that time the price was £35. These are very easy to use. To actually use them, you just connect an electric drill to this shaft. This is the cutting head. Then all you need to do is to drill a pilot hole large enough to accept the cutting head, and then you can proceed to cut out the panel. You don't need to use this particular tool to cut the panel out. You can use a jigsaw with a good metal cutting blade. Other tools that you may require are a small hammer and a file. You will also require a good bonding material, and when purchasing a bonding material you need to ensure that it has included with it a body primer and a glass primer. These are essential so that you can prime the bodywork and the glass, and then this will give you a good bond between the glass and the metalwork. After all, it is only this bonding material that holds the glass in place, so you need to buy a good quality bonding material. This is the panel that I'm going to remove and fit the side window. Now, because of the tool that I'm using, I've got to remove this support post. If you're going to use a jigsaw, you do not need to remove this support post. This I'm going to use for my cut line, because I'm going to cut the panel from inside. If you're using a jigsaw, well then you will need to cut the panel from outside. To remove the support post, I just cut through the bottom and again at the top with the jigsaw, and then the support post can be pulled away from the side of the panel. And here you can see that I have removed the two support posts in preparation to cut the panel out. Now, as I said earlier, with the cutting tool that I'm going to use, I can use this double skin line as my cut line, so I can follow all the way around this area with the cutting tool, and I don't need to mark out the panel. If you're going to use a jigsaw for this job, then you are going to need to use the jigsaw from outside the vehicle, in which case you will need to make up some corner patterns and to drill some holes so that you can mark the outside where it needs to be cut. So this is for those of you who are going to use a jigsaw. Cut yourself a piece of cardboard that follows the contours of where the window is going to go, leaving this edge in, and place a mark here and here. Once you've placed these two marks, you can then go ahead and drill two pilot holes. And if you do the same for each and every corner, from outside you can use a ruler and join up between the holes that you've drawn, draw a line all the way round, and then place the cardboard back on the metal from the outside of the vehicle, and you can then draw around the cardboard, and this will give you the exact shape that you need to cut out. We don't need to do that because, as I said, I'm cutting the panel from the inside. So all I need to do to remove this panel is to drill a pilot hole with the electric drill, and then I can insert my cutting tool and proceed to just cut round this line to remove the panel. This is a view from the outside, and as you can see, the panel is almost removed. Once the panel has been removed, I then smooth down the edge using a file and then treat any bare metal with a rust preserver. This is a view of filing down from the inside. We also need to place some edging trim over this rib, and that will give us a nice finish once the window has been fitted. This is the edging trim that I'm going to be using, and you can see from this photo that it is just a push-on fit. You just push this over the edge and then tap it into place using a small hammer. Once it has all been tapped into place all the way round, you can see this is what you get when it's finished, and it gives you a nice edge all the way around the window. Now that all the rubber trim has been fitted around the window, what we need to do now is to clean this area all the way around the window with the metal body primer. We need to make sure to remove any old polish, oil or grease that's accumulated. This needs to be cleaned absolutely thoroughly so that the bonding material adheres to the metal strongly. Once it's been cleaned, we can then proceed to apply the bonding material. The bonding material that I'm using needs to be around 25 millimeters in thickness, but check this with the label on whichever bonding material you use, because it may be a different amount to be used. I have now put all the bonding material on the opening, and I have put a generous amount in each corner. All we need now to do is lift the window into place and press in firmly. Before we fit the window, it has to be cleaned and primed with the glass primer. I've already done this round here, so I can now just lift it into place. Now that the window has been lifted into place, just press it onto the metalwork as firm as you can, making sure that you've got the same distance, the little gap at the top and this little gap at the bottom is exactly the same, so that your window lines up properly. Here you can see that I've held the window in place using this suction cup, but to hold the window in place while the glue cures, I am going to use masking tape, and I'm going to cut a couple of little rubber pieces that I'm going to push in under the window and hold in place with masking tape. This will hold the window firmly in place while the glue cures. As you can see, I've fitted masking tape to the top and these little pieces at the bottom. That's about it now. The window's fitted. I did exactly the same on the other side of the vehicle and also for the rear doors. So this is it. We've now finished. The window is in place, and the next job will be to start building the camper. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video was useful to you.